Hello viewers, I am Karbujaman from withthelearners.com. Welcome to our web design tutorial. This is our tutorial number 9 of web design. Our today's topic is HTML div. In this video tutorial, I will practically show you how to HTML div work, and it's very important for a web designer to know about HTML div because without HTML div you can't think to design a website because 95% of work design work is on HTML div. So keep stay with me, don't skip this video. So I think you will continue with me from beginning to last of this video tutorial. HTML div is used to divide your website with among some parts like header, sidebar, and content, and the left sidebar, right sidebar, footer, or main content, or other. You can divide with your HTML div tag, and it's also used to create a layout like this is our layout with 1 2 3 column. So we can divide our site using div tag, and also use to design your elements inside your elements of div. Okay, so now I will practically show you how to div work. HTML div start from div, that is for division. Div, it's a double text, so we need to close it. So div, inside div we can add our HTML elements like paragraph, image, or other thing. Okay, like s1, s1. So we can use here s1. This is a div, and we can add paragraph or image or other thing as you want. So this is a paragraph. Paragraph. Okay, Control S to save and run with your browser. And see, this is a div, but you can't understand this is how it's working. Now I am clearing about it. Okay, we can add some attributes with our div, so that's why we can design our div and we can understand. Okay, so we have to stylize our div. So if we style our this div, the whole things will be changed, and it we can add some rules here, and the whole element will be added, apply these rules. Okay, so now I am going to talk about some div attributes, and we will apply here. Like previous, we can add here style like this. Style, that is a attributes. In previous tutorial I told about it. Okay, style like a background. Okay, background, I want here green. Okay, now Control S to save and run with your browser, and see the result. This section is green. Okay, it's divide in green background. Okay, I want to copy, Control D to duplicate. Okay, now I want this one to red. Okay, so this is a green background div. Okay, green background div and red background div. Now Control S to save and run with your browser, and see that our first div is in green background and second one is red background. But if you want another like this, I want another div like same this. Okay, Control V, paste. Okay, now I want to add here some rules like color white. Now white, and also here color white, that is our font color white. Now Ctrl S to save and run with your browser and see the result. Our both div is green, but there is problem that we have to add our rules for each div, but we can solve it problem with using other attributes called div and id, and that's the fun of our HTML and CSS. It's also part of CSS, but I will not talk details about CSS, but I will show you some attributes of div. Okay, now I want to delete. Now I want add here another attribute called class. Okay, so that is the key of design. Class here value may be any name. Okay, your class name, any name like div1 or top or green or button, etc. You can or add your name like my name, my nickname, other, anything you can add here. So I want to identify it with div1. Okay, now here I want the class div2. Okay, the class name equal div2. Now we are uh, going to tune on also CSS. That's mean we add here div and div1 and div2. Now Ctrl S, save and run with your browser and see there is no background, no color, no design. Okay, but we can add design. Okay, here like see that in our body section, not in our body section, at the top we have to add a head section. HTML document have two parts. First one is for our head and second one is for our body. I will discuss more about head and body when we go to advanced level and work with our CSS. Okay, now I want to quickly show you head. Okay, in our head section it will not visible to user, but here you can add some style here. So inside the head we have to add some style. Okay, so style tag, it's must be in style tag. Okay, in style we have to add our deep rules, deep name rules or id names rules. Okay, I also talked about id. So id name and also id and div work same, but they are also different. Okay, I will discuss more about id and div and the difference between them. Okay, now I want to talk about the div. So a div name start for dot. Okay, remind it, the div start with dot and the name, that is our name was div1. Okay, now the second bracket, double second bracket to close the code, and inside second bracket we have to add our rule. So the rules property is background. Okay, add here background color like green, or also you can add here hexacode. Okay, the div background green, div1 background is green. Now Ctrl S to save and run with your browser and see that Yahoo, our div1 background is green, but we don't add here any style, but we add here the class name, and the class name rule is apply here. Okay, now in our second div I want here, I just Ctrl D to duplicate and rename to D2, and I want add here the rate. Ctrl S to save and run with your browser and see the result. Our first one is green and second one is red, because we add rule for div1 is background green and second one uh, div2, that's class name was div2 and its background to red. We can also add here more rules like color, padding, margin, etc. Like color, I want here white, that is our font color white, and I want the margin left, I want okay, not left, around here I want 20 pixel in left, right and top bottom. You control S to save and run with your browser and see the result. Okay, we have 20 pixel margin from top, left and border for the green div, that is our div1. Okay, now the it's time for fun, that is I want to duplicate, control D, okay, and also control D to duplicate. I want to green background again here, so div1 and div1. Now control S to save and run with your browser and see the result, and see that first one is our green, third one is our green and fourth one is our green, because we use the div class. So that is the fun of real fun of div class. Okay, if we use the class attribute, we can apply the same rules, same design in different HTML elements. Okay, if you want the red or other, just change the name to div2, control S to save and refresh, and see that we apply here the div2 rules. Okay, now I want to talk about the HTML div attributes, that is ID. Okay, I want to talk about div ID attribute. So here just type your div ID, and inside value you can as same as div, we can add here any name, like I want here ID1 or any name ID1. Now I want to add a rule here, that is dot ID tag attribute name is start from the hashtag. Okay, not dot. Dot is for div, for class, and hash is for ID. Okay, that is ID1, and now use the second bracket and close it. Now you can add here any rules, just I want here to add border. Okay, border 1 pixel solid, hash the color, I want add here hexacode 000 for the black color. Now run with your browser and see the result. Our div ID has add a rule, that is a border 1 pixel, and we can see the border here 1 pixel. So what's the different between ID and div? There are also a lot of different between ID and div. They work same, but there are also different between them. Okay, I will practically show you. First of thing, generally div and ID used for different purpose. Like ID used for any section like header, main content, footer. Okay, I will practically show you. Like see that div ID. Suppose look at our website. Our website has a header, main content, and have a footer. So we can add 3 ID here, like control D duplicate and duplicate. So first one is for our, suppose for our head, second one is for our main content or content or main. Okay, and the third one is for our footer. Okay, that's mean id used for a specific section like header, footer, or other thing, but you can also add here in button, a paragraph, or other things, but generally it's used for you divide the section like header section. Inside header section you can add div class, paragraph, or other thing. Okay, but the mm, majority difference between that is div id you can add one rules, you can add one id name in your id. Yeah, that's mean you cannot add here other attributes, multiple attributes um, like id, and here you can't add here div1, div2, div3, etc. But you can in the class you can add more like class 1 rule, class 2 rule, class 3 rule. Okay, but you can't add here. Okay, I will practically show you how to its work. Okay, show the example. I add here 3 div, that is I want add here class like class 1, and second one is for our class 2, and third one I will use class 1 and class 2. Okay, we can add here multiple class, we can also add here class 3, class 4, class 5, or other id sorry div class. Now for the class 1 I want to add here rule, and for class 2 I also want to add here rule. Now we want to add element here s1. Okay, in class 1 I want the uh, font color, so this is for font size, and second one is for background, this is for green background. Okay, now in what that is, this is for multiple div. Okay, now in our class 1 we want add here the font size rule, so font size, in our font size is 30 pixel. Okay, and for our class 2 rule we want the background color is yellow. Okay, now Control S to save and run with your browser, and there was wrong. Okay, the clone, Control S to save and run with your browser and see the result. I want add here also the margin top 30 pixel. Control S to save and run, and see that our first one was for our font size. Okay, second one was for our background, and third one was for our multiple div. Okay, I will show you. See that our class 1, class 2, class 2, we don't use any element tag here, so I want the s1, and here the s1. Now Control S and run with your browser and see the result. Our first one was for the class 1 was for font size, that is 30 pixel. Okay, that is 30 pixel, font size 30 pixel, and second one was for only the background, so second one was for the only background. that is yellow, and margin top 30 pixel. And for our third one, that was our for multiple column, that was for multiple column, and that was d plus 1 and d plus 2, d plus 1 for font size. Okay, so our font size 30 pixel. And the second one was for our background, and our background is yellow. But we can also add here id, like id equal to id any class name, like id1. Okay, now I want to add the rule for id1, that is id1. I want the border 1 pixel solid, and hash 000, and control S to save. And I want also add here and also here, control S to save, and run with your browser and see the result. Our all div have the border, because we add here id also. But the point is, our we can add more id in id name in a single tag, like we can add here id2. Okay, I want to delete our class here, and I want add here id1, and I want here id2, and I want here id1 and 2. id2. Now control S, save. And now I want also here add rule for id2, that is just like background green, margin top 20 pixel, control S to save, and run our browser and see the result. First one is for id was for our uh, background border, and second one was for our green background, and third one was for border and background. But it's not working. I told you that it will not work if you use the multiple id name. Okay, it will only work in class. Okay, now also we need to learn more one thing, that is id and class, because there is a priority must priority for id. Okay, if you use the same rule in id and class, id property will work, but the class property will not work. Okay, I am showing you practically. That is first one is for our id, and second is our class equal class, that is class, that is CLS class. Okay, I want here the green. Okay, the name is class green, and id name is id yellow, just a name. And I want to add here some rules. Okay, now see, you will see that the id will have much priority than the class. Okay, it will overrule the class rule. Okay, and see that dot class, sorry, our class name was green, and our id was id want yellow, that was our id name. Okay, just class, I want to add here green background green, and the id background yellow. Now control S to save, there is mistake. Clone, Control S to save and run with your browser and see the result. We add here the ID name and the class name, and the class background was green and ID background was yellow, but the ID has mass priority, so its background is yellow. Okay, if you use the same rule in ID and class, like we add here the background, and also we add here background, that is we is uh, rule we add background, and the first one is for our green and second one is for our yellow, but see the result, yellow is working but green is not working. So that is the most different between ID and class. Okay, we can, I am repeating, we can add use our ID for our specific section like header, footer or other things. We can add any rules, overflow, hidden, margin top, border top, etc. And in our class we can also add any rules here, but if you use the same rule, the ID will the class will not work but ID will work, and you can't use the multiple ID name in a same uh, class, same element, but you can add more multiple class in a same tag. Okay, now there is a question of many people, that is we can't can we use the ID name and class in other tag? Yes, of course you can, like in s1 you can also use this, like s1 class green class, that was our, the class name was class green. Okay, you can also use it in image, or also you can use the other things, others elements. Okay, if we save it and run browser, we will see the result. Sorry, there was a problem, that is s1 class. Oh, there is no sorry, no elements here. This is a heading. Control S to save and run with your browser and see the result. We add the class name in our s1 tag, as like same you can add here, use here p tag for paragraph or image or other things. Okay, now a good news is we learned lot of our HTML tags. Now we are ready to design our tags. Okay, we also need on the style, because when we use CSS file we need not use the style here. Okay, but um, for the example I use here style. Okay, now the good news is we are starting our CSS in our next video tutorial. Using CSS we can design our HTML tags, and we can create nice website like this, or also this, and also this. I convert the PSD file to HTML. Okay, now after learning our CSS, we will practically show you practice the full HTML template and how we make a professional HTML template. So don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. Keep step with our social media like Facebook, Twitter and Pinterest. Facebook.com/wlearners, Twitter.com/wlearners, Pinterest.com/wlearners. And advance welcome to our CSS class. Thanks for watching.